Now joined on the show by Matt Coronato. Matt, thanks for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. So I was looking through your Elite Prospects page the last couple of days, and you're having a pretty incredible season, 48 goals on the year. You pretty much doubled your point tally from the year before. What kind of led to having such a dominant season this year? What was it that you worked on over the summer to get to this level?
I think being here for 2 years with the Steel, we develop a ton with the great staff that we have here. I think a big part of it for me and for a lot of guys here is coming back in their second year. You have a lot more confidence. Just after developing for a whole year under this system, I think you learn a lot about the game. You learn a lot about yourself, and you come back with a lot more confidence, and it really benefits a lot of guys.
So I was reading through a few articles that people had wrote about you, and a big thing was work ethic that kept coming up. And there was a quote from you. It was something along the lines of, "You work hard every day to get better." What is it that you do to help yourself progress to get to that next level and just become a better player every day?
I think kind of like I said before, it's taking advantage of all the things we have here. The Chicago Steel do an unbelievable job with player development, with bringing in skills coach and having extra skills sessions for everyone to develop kind of individually. So I think it's taking advantage of those every day. And over the course of the season, that's a lot of days that you can look to get better. It's working in the gym every week and every day that you have the opportunity to. And I think every guy that takes advantage of those things will see the benefits in their game.
Yeah, for sure. So you're from New York, and obviously now you're playing for the Chicago Steel. What was the adjustment like going from there to Chicago? Are they very different cities, I would imagine?
Yeah, it's different, but there's a lot of similarities actually. Here with the Steel, we're in a city called Geneva, which is actually about 45 minutes outside the city. And I'm from Long Island in New York, and I live actually about 45 minutes from New York City. So the areas are pretty similar, suburbs. So both are great spots. I love it here. So it's been great getting adjusted.
I was curious to know too, because you're from Long Island, like you said, they just got an NCAA Division One program there. Now, what is the hockey like there, and how do you think people will kind of adjust to having that Division One program there now?
Yeah, it's awesome to have that now. There's a lot of great players and a lot of players that come out of Long Island. So it's definitely cool to have a spot there now. But last year was their first year. I know they're still getting used to and adjusted to having that team. But I'm sure it's going to be a spot that ends up being really attractive to a lot of guys from Long Island in the future.
So another thing I was looking at today too was a few of your highlights from this season, and like I said, you scored 48 goals this season, and you were basically just scoring them from everywhere. Like there was one, it was you were basically on the goal line when you scored the goal. Like, are you just feeling really confident in the way you're playing right now? Because that kind of shows. Like, I feel like someone who wasn't playing at the level you are wouldn't kind of take that opportunity to try and score.
Yeah, I think we play a really offensive game here with the Steel, and I think the coaches give us the confidence to kind of go out and uh, play within the system, but in the offensive zone, take advantage of our abilities and what we learn. So I've played with great players all year. There's a ton of great guys here, and guys that obviously help my game and everyone helps each other improve. But I think having the ability to play with guys with a high talent level has allowed me to have confidence and kind of grow my game in the offensive zone, in the sense of, like you kind of said, taking advantage of opportunities from everywhere, which maybe some people wouldn't do.
hmm So another thing was last season, obviously due to COVID, the season was cut short for basically every league in North America and probably around the world too. You guys had a pretty dominant season. I believe you're in single digits in losses, and now this year you guys have started back in the finals again. Like, was it kind of a little bit more motivation to get back to the finals after knowing how good you guys were last year and probably had a pretty good chance of winning it?
Yeah, definitely. For the guys coming back from last year's team, we're all thinking about that. It's been on our mind all year. We had a great team last year, and we were looking forward to the playoff run we were going to have. So it's just continuing that on, and um, I think it's really important, honestly, to think about what we had last year and use it as motivation to go out and make sure we can take care of business this year with the opportunity we have.
Hmm. So you're committed to Harvard, and you've been committed there since 2018, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of led to that decision to commit? Because that's around when you were 16, I would assume. What kind of led to the decision to commit to Harvard, and kind of early in the process too? Was just that something you wanted to get out of the way so you could focus on kind of being ready to get to that program and just focus on yourself being a better player?
I think there's a lot of great schools out there, a lot of great programs, but for me, academics are a really important thing in my family, and it's important to me. So I think just having the opportunity to go to a school like that with that academic profile and with the great hockey program that Coach Donato runs there was just a decision that I knew I wanted to make. So when I had the opportunity, I took it, and I'm really grateful for that.
So I was curious to know too, when did you get the idea that hockey was going to be like a path you wanted to take for a career? Like most guys maybe don't find out until I would say maybe 13, 12 years old. Were you kind of around that age, or when did you kind of realize that was your goal to get to the NHL and to NCAA kind of deal?
Oh, well, I've making it to the NHL and then playing hockey has been my dream ever since I started playing when I was 4 or 5 years old. I mean, idolizing guys in the NHL and different types of players has always been there for me. But I don't think there's a certain time, sorry, that I really kind of realized that. I think it's just over the course of the years, just improving on my game every day and trying to get better and trying to realize that goal. And one of those goals is being drafted in the NHL. So it's really an exciting time for me to look forward to that and just to keep improving and hopefully play in the NHL one day.
Mhm. So what's the process been like this year with like being talking to scouts and that kind of deal? Like, are you talking to GMs now too? How's that kind of progressed for you throughout the year?
Yeah, it's definitely been a weird year with COVID, with no kind of face to face interaction.
Mhm.
It's been a lot of Zoom calls and phone calls, which I'm sure are common, but maybe more so in a year like this. And we're getting to the end now, so I'm sure it'll start to pick up a little bit. But um, that's all been stuff that's really exciting, like I said. But for right now, just continuing to focus on this week of practice, and we got a big series coming up here. Try to close it out and win the Clark Cup.
So is there someone on your team you can kind of go to with that if you have any questions about the way this is going? Someone who's been through that already?
Yeah, I mean, Sean Farrell
Mhm.
was one of my teammates last year. He's a great guy to talk to. He was picked by the Canadians last year. One of my really close friends. He's a great kid. So yeah, definitely I can go to him, talk to him about it whenever. He's really friendly and has all the advice that I need. So it's awesome.
And one last question for you. Do you have any plans for draft day? Like, what are you kind of most excited about when that day comes?
I haven't really put too much thought into it. I know that it will be virtual, so definitely be at home with my family, and they're really excited as well. It's a big day for all of us. So uh, gotta when I get home, think about that a little more, plan that out with the family. But definitely, we're all really excited. It's going to be a special day for sure.
Well, thanks a lot for doing this with me, Matt, and best of luck in the draft and best of luck in the finals this weekend.
Thank you so much.